So we're here in the comfort of our offices, and it's quite a rainy day today, and some of the Save Carson Beckett fans are down there starting their protest to bring Carson Beckett back. About midway through season 3, we had to exit the character of Carson Beckett. And then a lot of people, have come up to me and, just punched me right in the nuts. And I was like, well, what is that about? And they're like, that's for Sunday. Sorry, had to do it. And I say, fair enough. And then there are the people that were like, Sunday's my favorite episode. I think the cast members have come out. Most notably David Hewlett. Let's see what David is saying to the fans.
Hello, Australia. I somehow thought Australia was larger. Who are we missing right now? And who would we like back on Stargate Atlantis? For God's sake, don't let them in.
I actually wasn't that surprised by the fan reaction because we knew Beckett was a very popular character. The circumstances surrounding his death were complicated, but we did know that the fans were really unhappy, or a lot of the fans were really unhappy with his leaving. So we knew, we were trying to make an effort to bring him back and give the fans a little bit of comfort, I guess.
We killed a lot of characters on the show, and so I think people kind of were just like, enough, keep our cast intact.
I think we checked the ratings in the UK, and Sunday's the only time that SGA Stargate Atlantis made the top 10 on Sky One.
Well, that's because it's also an excellent episode, well written, well executed on every way.
It might have been an excellent episode, but the UK press don't agree.
I guess we were surprised in some ways by the amount of fan reaction. I mean, when people started protesting outside the studio, that was kind of fun. Although, to their credit, it was all in good fun. I mean, there was no, there weren't violent protests. Nobody was throwing Molotov cocktails or anything like that. It was just, it was a peaceful, friendly, fun protest.
What do we want? Beckett back! When do we want it? Now!
That's pretty good. Who wrote that? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So who do you want back and when?
Beckett.
Now.
How many, show of hands, would protest if any other characters died? How much, if anyone? And how many, show of hands, would protest, say, if the show got canceled? Yeah. And how many people would protest against, the war? Not as enthusiastically, though. No, this is more important, and I think that's good. We were hearing that, there's a convention in town, and we're gonna have, they're gonna protest outside of the thing, which I personally found hilarious because there are more serious things going on in this world that merit a protest, in my humble opinion. Where are you guys from?
Scotland.
Scotland, really? So you just happen to be here?
Just happen to be here.
Huh. You came here from this? You came from Nashville all the way for this?
Yes, I did.
Now, how'd you get here?
I flew.
And you came specifically for the demonstration, or you came for the convention as well?
No, I'm not attending the convention at all. I've been working on this for quite a while, and I wanted to see what was going to happen, what was going to turn out.
Would you be doing this if it was anyone else? Would you be doing this if it was David?
Possibly not, quite frankly.
No, quite frankly, you're right.
Well, I mean, it's not to put down any of their actors or characters.
It's okay. You can put him down. You're from the Netherlands?
Yes.
I can tell by the orange.
Yes.
Now, did you come here just for this as well?
I was for the convention, but I knew it was here, so I came here for that. And I want to get your picture with my bear.
Get the picture with the bear?
Yes.
So how many people have touched this?
Over 100.
Oh, good. Good. I was hoping a lot. How about you? Where are you from?
Coquitlam.
Coquitlam, all the way from Coquitlam. And are you a big Beckett fan?
I'm a big fan of everyone, pretty much.
Would you protest for anybody else?
Yeah,
Who?
all of them, pretty much. Especially McKay.
You're from Seattle?
Yes.
That's a little farther away. So would you guys protest if anyone else on the show got killed?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Who would you not protest for?
I can't think of a soul. I love the whole deal.
Even David?
Particular. Even David.
I find that hard to believe. Look, I killed the guy, and that's fair. I mean, it's not like I walked in the office one morning. I was like, why don't we kill Carson Beckett? But that's how it's perceived. Like like that. I just decided during the writing of an episode to kill him.
I'm just here to tell you I forgive you. You knew not what you did.
Well, I did know. I did know what I did.
Deny it because, it's good for you.
What's good for me, denying it?
Yeah.
You're referring to the fact that I wrote the episode?
Dude, yeah.
What should be my tactic out here?
Say the tumor was meant for someone else, and Carson got in the way.
You think that's the line I should be telling people out here?
Gotta work out. You can sell anything. You're talented, right?
She's got a point.
Yeah.
Sometimes it rains in Vancouver, and sometimes it's just you walk through water. It was pouring rain, and there was about, I don't know, between 60 and 100 people out there. There was a piper band, and the banners and everything.
You're the fearless leader. All right, you're going to be the mouthpiece. So, are you guys a piper band? A Highland? What is the?
We are. We're the Highland Celts of Canada.
Highland Celts of Canada, and do you always play protests or?
No, we people are anywhere that people want to hear the bagpipes, we'll be there.
And where is that?
Yeah, it was exciting. We didn't work for half a day because we were monitoring the proceedings going on outside.
So when you heard that they had killed a Scottish character on the show, what was your feeling as a Highlander?
I'm a little sad that, anyone has to die, but I understand that, on TV you can generally bring someone back to life, so.
That is very true. That is very true.
Well, I was very surprised, but, there has been quite a bit of fan uprising about the fact that, Carson was killed off, and that was, flattering to say the least. I was really, flattered by that, and I think, Joe had approached me and said that we have a really interesting storyline for the character. And at first I was a little surprised, but it is sci-fi. And when I left the show initially, Brad and Robert and the boys had said, listen, it's sci-fi. Anything can happen in sci-fi.
When we started talking about bringing Beckett back, we discussed how we were going to do it, of course, because, being sci-fi, we have a lot of different options at our disposal that maybe, ER doesn't have access to.
The benefit for a show like ours is, it's a science fiction show, and so you can have somebody's clone come back and people will be like, what?
It seemed to us the most logical choice. I mean, we're governed by logic a lot of the time.
So, you can forget parallel universes. He's a clone.
We were actually thinking about this well back, late in season 3 even. We were tossing around the idea of bringing him back for season 4.
We decided, if we're going to bring him back and we're going to say he was cloned, we need to do an episode that establishes that Wraith do cloning before we bring him back. So we do an episode, called Spoils of War, which is basically about how the Wraith clone armies, and that's how they, there's so many of them around. So that when, he comes back, they're like, whoa, 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 the Wraith clone now? That's convenient. And it is very convenient, but if you set it up 4 episodes earlier, it's not. It's a real magic trick of writing.
It can't jump out of a birthday cake and suddenly there's Beckett and not explain it. I mean, we needed a good, solid explanation, or else the fans would have dismissed it as a transparent move to bring him back.
We did discuss him just jumping out of a cake, and but it just being his corpse and people, not wanting to eat cake ever again. That's so stupid.
I thought it was just great. What a great, clever way for the character to come back.
Well, we brought him back for the 2-episode arc, and the first episode is all just a tease. And I don't know whether or not the information leaked that Beckett was going to be in that episode or not. And so his reveal at the end is kind of like that Lost moment where you're like, what? Like you're just stunned by his appearance. And the next episode, we knew we had to pay that off in a big way.
It's just a great episode. You come back and the character's a clone. It's got some interesting twists to it. There's lots of action. It's a meaty episode for Beckett, and everything that embodies the character is in that episode in a lot of ways. You see his sense of humor come out at times. You certainly see the humanity of the character, and I think that's one of his biggest traits. He has so much humanity and such a part of the team. I love it. I mean, I love the aspect that he's battling himself, but at the same time, his integrity and everything about the character wants to save somebody else. And I think that's really great about the episode. Bit of a gunslinger, I think. Thank you.
He knocked it out of the park. He's really, really strong in the episode. It's a very honest and vulnerable and emotional performance by him. He really, Paul's a great actor, and we love having him back.
Yeah. There you are. First day on set for Beckett, coming back. Big reveal, very fancy. Thank you very kindly.
Paul, this is your scene. And by your scene, you have a line at the end of it.
It's David Hewlett.
Welcome back, dude. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks, buddy.
Come on, Fifi. Fifi the clown. Let's go.
Oh, very funny.
Yeah, Fifi. Come on.
See, he still has a sense of humor, not really.
I missed you so much. There's mercifully unerotic.
It's great. It's the camaraderie, you know, and that's the thing. I really, honestly missed working with all those guys, you know, and Rachel. You know, it's so much fun.
You know, I know he was really excited to be back. I talked to him on set a bit, and he was really, really pleased to be back. We were really pleased to have him.
It's like being back at home again. It's just great. Hey, Mike. Great. Everyone's so nice. You know, at first it was difficult for me when I knew they were going back to production in late January, early February this year, and I wasn't really part of that for the first time. It's tough because you want to be part of that. At Christmas time, you get all excited because you know you're going to be coming back. For me, I went down to Los Angeles and pursued that, and you know that's a whole different transition for me. So I was really happy to come back, and I get along with all those guys great. So it's really, really nice to see them. It truly is like this, not to sound cliche, but it is like coming home.
Right here, buddy.
Help! Doesn't he look like a clown?
I thought he looked like a wushu ninja.
Yeah, ninja. That's what leads to mind.
See?
See the quick.
The whistling ninja.
You want to play with us?
No.
Sure.
No. I'm very sure.
There's your elevator, T.
I really miss that. We're having a lot of laughs on set right now. There's nothing really in particular I can pick out. It's just a really good feeling to be back.
All right, I'll be fine.
That's right. You will be. You know, because this is not goodbye. This is see you later. That's what we agreed.
Did we?
That's how I remember it.
All right then. See you all later.
It's the scene that we were denied in Sunday when he was killed, because he was killed so suddenly. That's what that whole episode is about, incidentally. I mean, everybody's saying, oh, I can't go fishing with you, I can't do this, I'm too busy. And then he gets killed and everybody realizes, oh man, you know, I never had the chance to say goodbye. So we really wanted to put a scene in that allowed people the chance to say goodbye.
Well, I think that scene is a little bit of like fantasy role play for anyone that, you know, has ever lost somebody. When you lose someone close to you, I think there's always that feeling of like, if I could just have one more hour with them, I just want to say all the things that I need to say. You know, that's the scene. That's the scene where everyone gets to say goodbye or, you know, I love you and all of that stuff.
And I think it worked great. I mean, I think it's going to be a very powerful, you know, end of the episode.
I think it turned out to be an incredibly powerful scene, and Paul does it very well. And of course there is, you know, the bittersweetness of like, you know, he's not back as a regular. We're still not sure what to do with that character, you know, going into potentially, you know, another season or what you know, whatever the future of the show is.
It's kind of an interesting way to go out, and at the same time it's very, very open, you know, to other possibilities with the character, I guess. That'll remain to be seen.
So do your parents still think you're on the Star Trek?
Don't think I'm on the Star Trek anymore. Are you on the Stargate again? He's back on the Stargate. Thank God he's back on the Stargate. That's fantastic. What were they thinking?